Fox Sports.
We are Black. We are LA.
Last weekend, the Angels dominated the first two games at Dodger Stadium, and they were one call away from a sweep. Now the Freeway Series moves to the Big A, and the Halos are one of the hottest teams in baseball as they go for more against their Los Angeles rivals. Dodgers and Angels is next.
Well, obviously, when these two teams meet, you will have Dodger fans and Angel fans, but we are at the Big A. It's the last weekend of interleague action, the Freeway Series, wrapping things up. Tonight is the first of three against the visiting Los Angeles Dodgers. Hi, everyone, from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas, along with my partner, Mark Goobs. On the Angels, fresh off a series sweep of the Washington Nationals, now have won 5 consecutive series. Probably should have been 2 consecutive sweeps for the Dodgers last weekend. But that being said, over the last couple of weeks, the Angels have been playing terrific baseball, not only on the offensive side, but the pitching has been good too.
Yeah, exactly, Victor. It all starts with the starting pitcher. It's been great, but the hitting's been better, more consistent. They're getting their hits, bunching together, and of course getting some hits with guys in scoring position. 11-4 in their last 15 games. Only the Yankees a little bit better because they played one more, 12-4. Bottom line is they made up a lot of ground on the Texas Rangers because they played consistent baseball. That's what Mike Soch is all about, having his team
League West of the Texas Rangers. We got the same pitching matchup we saw Saturday at Dodger Stadium. Tyler Chatwood is going for the Angels. Hiroki Kuroda is going for the Dodgers. So another terrific pitching matchup. It is game 1 of a 3-game set against the Dodgers. Freeway Series action continues. So sit back and relax. We've got lineups and first pitch when we return.
Angels baseball is brought to you by Hyundai. People are talking about Hyundai, uncensored. See what they're saying at mysocalhyundai.com. By CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by Shakey's. Win a pizza party for 10. Go to Shakey's.com. Well, fans still filing in here to the Big A. Expected sellouts in all 3 games. Actually, even Monday on July the 4th when the Tigers, we get back to normal play. The American League comes back into the fold, but the Angels tonight wrapping up this interleague season. It's been very good for the Angels. Halos 11-4 in interleague play. That's a major league best. Wrapped up the month of June with a 13-12 record, concluding that sweep of the Washington Nationals on Wednesday afternoon. Let's take a look at the Dodgers lineup. Don Mattingly, the skipper of the Dodgers, at 36-46, last place in the National League West, 10 games back of the San Francisco Giants. Tony Gwynn Jr. leading things off. He's in left field. Casey Blake is at third. Andre Ethier is the right fielder. Matt Kemp, an MVP candidate, is the cleanup hitter in center. James Loney is at first base. Aaron Miles, the switch hitter, is at second base. Trent Oldship, the Aussie, is the designated hitter, batting seventh. A.J. Ellis getting the start behind the plate. And the rookie shortstop is D. Gordon. He will bat ninth, taking on Tyler Chatwood, a 5-4 record and a 3.64 earned run average this season.
Boy, he's been outstanding of late. You see that last 2 starts, only 1 earned run in 14 innings, 3-0 overall in interleague play. Been establishing his fastball much more consistently early in the game. His curveball has been very good. His changeup, above all, he's been able to pitch inside and also work down in the strike zone.
Let's take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense for the Angels. Wells, Borges, and Hunter from left to right in the outfield. In the infield, it's Asturis back in the lineup. Ibar, both of those guys guarding the left side. Kendrick and Trumbo on the right. Hank Conger behind the plate.
Vernon Wells out there in left field. I look for him to be very active as far as coming in on the baseball, getting acclimated to that left field position. A number of these hitters on the Dodgers, the left-handers in particular, try to shoot the ball that way. And Vernon Wells very aggressive coming in on the baseball, should be effective catching those fly balls that are just going towards his foot area.
Well, this being Flashback Friday, that's why the Angels are wearing their 1961 uniforms. Matter of fact, these 2 teams on Sunday night will be featured on ESPN's Game of the Week. And the Angels will be wearing their 1961 uniform. The Dodgers will be wearing the 1940s era light blue unis that we've seen them wear a couple of times this season. We are ready for baseball here. The Angels at 42-40. As we pointed out, a game back of the Texas Rangers. Texas taking care of business right now in Arlington. They're up 9-0 on the Florida Marlins. That game is in the 6th inning. So the Angels right now needing a victory to remain a game back. Tony Gwynn Jr. to lead things off. Hitting .239 with 11 runs batted in, 6 doubles, and 2 triples on the young season. It was Gwynn who picked up the game-winning hit Sunday. Dodgers salvaging 1 of the 3 in that weekend series. Chatwood delivers a strike. And the count is evened up at 1-1.
Well, the Angels were so effective against the Nationals by keeping Bernardino, their speedy leadoff hitter, off the base majority of the time. That's going to be the key here for Chatwood against Tony Gwynn Jr.
That pitch just missed off the plate, apparently. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. As a matter of fact, Bernardino went over in that series as a leadoff man for the Nationals, reaching just 1 time, and that was on an error by Mark Trumbo. Gwynn lining one out to the alley in right center field, and right from the get-go, an extra base hit. Gwynn can fly. Torrey getting the baseball back in, however, quickly limits Gwynn to his 7th double of the season. Take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
In honor of Dirk Bentley, going to be in her concert on July 9th. Song Sideways. What I want to see out of Tyler Chatwood today is be able to pitch east to west, pitch inside against some of these powerful right-handed batters like Casey Blake, Matt Kemp. Those guys inside, of course, be able to go away. So inside, outside with that fastball, elevate when need be, but never give them the same look. So go sideways, east to west.
Here's Casey Blake, the third baseman, hitting .246 with 4 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Showing bunt. It bunts it on the third base side. Asturis with the bare hand throws him out. Sacrifice works. And perhaps catching everybody off guard. Not anticipating Casey Blake to drop a sacrifice, but he does so as Gwynn advances to third base.
Well, we saw that a number of times in Dodger Stadium as Don Mattingly was trying to create some opportunities to get some runs across. Casey Blake did a nice job. That was a good by Meister coming in on the bare hand to be able to get Blake going down the line.
Halos playing their infield back. Steers perhaps just about even with the bag at third and off the line. Here's Andre Ethier, the right fielder. Ethier takes a breaking pitch down low. 1 ball, no strikes. And Andre's hitting .318, 7 home runs and 40 runs batted in. If you could avoid really the middle part of this lineup for the Dodgers, you can be okay. And more specifically, Ethier and Kemp have done it well all season long. Loney's been swinging the bat much better late, pretty much since the beginning of May.
Ether's one of those guys that does have a tough time staying back on slow pitches, whether it be a slow curveball or changeup. Again, you can go up the ladder with it on the fastball with him, but you have to get ahead now behind in the count 0-2-0.
Ethier hacks and fouls it off to the left, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
And a 2-0 changeup.
And that's that evolution of Tyler Chatwood at 21 years of age here in the big league, still learning. We saw that last start Saturday against Hiroki Kuroda, in which he was really establishing that two-seam fastball into left-handed batters. Going a lot of strikes. 2-1 is looped out toward left center field. Vernon Wells coming over. He'll make the catch. It's deep enough, obviously, to score Tony Gwynn, and the Dodgers have a 1-0 lead. But Wells tracks it down for the second out of this inning.
Well, Vernon got a real good jump on that baseball off the left-handed bat of Andre Ethier, a guy with some good power the other way. Breaking ball to stay middle of the plate, and was able to stay back on it and drive it well. And Vernon was able to run it down, prevent further damage there. The run scores though on the sac fly.
So 2 outs and the bases clear for Matt Kemp. Literally one of the guys that have crossed over the halfway point in the regular season. An MVP candidate in the National League as he takes the curveball for a strike. .331, 22 home runs, 63 runs batted in for Matt Kemp. No question a bounce back season for him. The batting average second in the National League. He gets tied up with that fastball up and in, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Jose Reyes hitting .352 for the Mets.
See Matt Kemp much more confident at the plate. Hands up high, very comfortable. There's a good pitch by Chatwood elevating that fastball.
Down and away, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. If you're just joining us, Tony Gwynn Jr. with a double to the alley in right center field. Sacrifice to third on the bunt by Blake. And then scored on the sac fly by Andre Ethier. Picks up his 41st run batted in. There's the 1-2. Tied him up and lined out toward center field. Borges will play it on a hop. Like I said, tied him up nicely, not hit that sharply. And it's a 2-out single for Matt Kemp.
Remember in Dodger Stadium, the same thing, a fastball in the inner half. He was able to fight it off and get a base hit jam shot in the outfield, but it was down. If you go inside with him, you might want to go above the belt. So he was down. He's still able to get his hands through quick enough inside on that fastball, though he did jam him. It's pretty effective on that ball down and in as compared to up and in.
Halos have not been strangers to playing from behind here of late. They trailed in 2 of the 3 games early on against the Washington Nationals. Did so against the Dodgers over the weekend. The Dodgers are tied for 8th in stolen bases this year in the National League. 54 stolen bases. Matt Kemp has 22 of them. He's been caught 3 times. Loney lifts a fly ball to shallow left. Here comes Vernon. Zundrick makes the catch. That'll end the inning. But the Dodgers strike first. They get a run on a couple of hits. It'll be Izturis, Hunter, and Abreu in the bottom of the first with the Dodgers on top. Start the bottom of the first inning. We'll take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup for tonight. The Angels, as we pointed out, 2 games over 500 at 42-40. Welcome back, Meister Stewart, to the leadoff spot. He's playing third base. Meister misses some games due to a sore foot. The ball of his foot's been bothering him. Torrey Hunter is in right field. Bobby Abreu, the DH. Vernon Wells, the cleanup hitter, in left. Howie Kendrick's got a nice hitting streak going. He's at second base. Eric Ibar drops down to the 6th spot in the order as a shortstop. Mark Trumbo at first. Hank Conger doing the catching. Peter Borges batting ninth and playing center field. Taking on a 36-year-old from Hiroshima, Japan, by the name of Hiroki Kuroda.
And Kuroda's a guy that pretty good stuff. 88 to 93 with the fastball. At times can get up around 94, 95 range. Spots it very well. Sinks the fastball. Above average curveball. Pretty good slider and a changeup. Likes to work down in the strike zone. Tries to get you to hit ground balls as much as possible.
Kuroda took that loss last Saturday, going 5 innings, just 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, through a total of 74 pitches. Meister takes a strike to start this one. Stewart sitting 295 with 4 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Stewart with 19 doubles on the season. Breaking pitch, and that's lined to center. Kemp moving in and to his right, puts it away. Here's out number 1. We'll take a look at the Dodgers defensively. It's Gwynn in left, Kemp in center, Ethier in right. Blake, Gordon, Miles, Loney from third to first, and A.J. Ellis behind the dish.
And Aaron Miles done a pretty solid job for the Dodgers defensively in that second base position. His 2 errors so far of the season. .988 fielding percentage for him. Should be fairly active at the second base position. If Kuroda is on his game, he's going to throw a lot of breaking pitches and fastballs away to right-handed batters, and he might be hitting a lot of balls towards him. If he makes the plays, it could be a long night.
Torrey Hunter swinging through the fastball, and it's no balls and a strike. Torrey 1 for 9 since his return of the injury, the collision against the wall in right field against the Florida Marlins. 239 overall, still with 8 home runs. Team leading 39 runs batted in. That pitch got him. The question is, where and how bad is it going to be? If you recall, a couple of days ago, Jerry Hairston Jr. was hit by a pitch, and they told us at that point that it was just a contusion. Well, it turns out that Hairston ended up having a fracture. He's going to miss 2 to 4 weeks, so this is always dangerous as a hitter when the pitch comes up and in.
Boy, 2-seam fastball, drops the elbow, so running action up and in. As a hitter, it's tough to be able to read that ball because it starts middle of the plate and runs in on your hands. So I'm right there in that spot on the hand where it's very vulnerable for a hitter. Hopefully, Torrey's going to be all right. He's always going to talk his way into the game no matter what. Boy, as a hitter, you read that. You're looking out over the plate, fastball running. But when a guy that has a good sink action on his fastball, the elbow drops it all. The baseball just runs right at you. It's very difficult to get out of the way of that pitch.
It's all that Torrey needs. Gone over the railing here at this ballpark in the corner. Under that fence, who he likened to being hit by Ray Lewis. That's what he felt like after colliding into the fence. Now hit by pitch.
So he's got a hip, ribs, now hand. Torrey's one of the fiercest competitors you're going to see. Well, that right on the top of that hand looked like the left hand.
Fortunately for Torrey, it's not early in the season where you're dealing with a cold, damp condition. It is a very warm, somewhat muggy night here. So obviously, as far as stretching it out, not having it stiffen up as it would perhaps in early April. But he's at first base with 1 out. Bobby Abreu at the plate. See his overall numbers at 289. He was 4 for 10 in that series against the Washington Nationals. The first pitch is up and away.
Well, as you can see, that Kuroda very quick to the plate, anywhere between 119 and 125, which is above average times to the plate. He's allowed 4 stolen bases. 2 base stealers have been caught against him, so pretty good percentage for him. Quick to the plate, good move to first.
A.J. Ellis hasn't had a whole lot of playing time behind the plate. 0 for 5 at throwing out would-be base stealers as Torrey gets back. Torrey has a couple of stolen bases. He's been caught twice.
As you can see, is a base stealer, do you still have that sun goes towards your eyes as you try to get that bigger lead at first base? You have to run into that issue as you try to get a bigger lead.
Bobby takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bobby Abreu. Dale Scott, the veteran, calling the balls and strikes today. He's the crew chief. C.B. Buckner's over at first base. He'll be behind the plate tomorrow night. Dan Iasonia at second. Jerry Meals over at third. 1-1. Bobby takes inside. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. The Halos with that series sweep of the Nationals, now 2 games under 500 here at home, 18-20. The Angels have done a nice job too of getting their home batting average up. Started the series at 235. It's now 243 here. As the runner goes, it will hit and run, and Torres easily going to be thrown out for the second out of the inning.
Boy, a little cut fastball in underneath the hands of Bobby Abreu. Torrey, no chance getting underneath there. You're looking for your hitter to make contact. Very difficult pitch to make contact too when it's underneath your hand. It corroded through to Bobby Abreu there.
Two on its way from Corona. Bobby takes up and away, full count. Vernon Wells on deck. Dodgers with a run in the top of the first inning on a couple of hits. But the sac bunt and sac fly working for the Dodgers. Bobby lines one into center field. There's a 2-out knock. Oh, chuck and duck action by Hiroki Kuroda.
When you live down in the strike zone, left-handed batters against, if you're a right-handed pitcher like Kuroda, you're getting a lot of baseballs come flying back up the middle at you. Sink ball away, and go right back up the middle. Always a good idea. As soon as you throw that and you think it's coming back up the middle like that, throw the glove up and get out of the way.
Throw the glove up and get out of the way.
Yes, indeed.
All in one motion.
Yes, indeed. Pretty good experience doing that.
That's
Too often.
Something pitchers practice in spring training.
Let the glove do the work and get out of the way. Yes.
Quick throw to first. Bobby's just back in. Vernon Wells went 5 for 13 in the series against the Nationals, including his 10th home run. 216 average, 26 runs batted in. Breaking pitch. Little spinner, what they call those. This is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Kuroda on the season, 101 and 2/3 innings, 99 hits, 77 strikeouts, 28 walks.
And Vernon with 2 home runs and 4 RBI in that series at Dodger Stadium.
Count even now at 1 ball, 1 strike.
You almost think that the Dodgers are going to stay away against Vernon because they got hurt twice. The Dodger pitchers coming in the inner half. Kershaw on a break a ball, inner half in the down area, hit it out. So you're going to think in terms of, I got to stay away, force them to hit at the big part of the ballpark.
Long pause for Kuroda. Vernon pops this one up. Left side of the infield. D. Gordon, the shortstop, with the call. That will end the inning. The Halos with no runs and a hit and a man left on. 1 complete here at the Big A, and the Dodgers lead it 1-0. AT&T. By your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. And by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. Top of the second inning, 1-0 Dodgers. Torrey Hunter appears to be all right. Getting hit on that glove hand by Hiroki Kuroda. As Tyler Chatwood delivers a strike to Aaron Miles. Dodgers sending up Miles, Oltgen, and Ellis here against Tyler. There were a couple of hits and a run in that first inning as Miles shoots one into center field. And there's a leadoff base hit, second consecutive inning in which the Dodgers have had their leadoff man on board. Miles has had a nice season for the Dodgers, a .311 average. He's on board for Trent Oltgen, the DH.
Victor, sometimes the most difficult thing, particularly if you're a young pitcher, is facing a team you just had a lot of success the game before. Sometimes you think in terms of, I got to make some adjustments. But the reality is you just pitch your game. You got them out in Dodger Stadium, so you try to stay that same tempo, same rhythm out there on the mound and force them to make the adjustments to you. A lot of times you think you have to do that even though you've had a success against a club.
Oltgen skies one out towards shallow right. Torrey Hunter is under it. One out as Miles hit back to first. Got to like that, though. One pitch, get the out. Bring up the catcher, A.J. Ellis.
Well, he threw exceptionally well against the Dodgers last Saturday. Real good movement on the fastball, pitched inside exceptionally well.
Tyler's won 2 straight, allowing just 1 run over his last 14 innings prior to today. Ellis looks at a fastball for a strike. Delayed call by Dale Scott. 0-1. According to the Angels media notes, Tyler, 0 run support in 7 of his 15 starts, leads Major League Baseball. Move over, Dan Herron. Swing and a miss on the fastball. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that's tough, too. The mentality behind that is you have to forget about what your offense is doing. My job as a pitcher, I want to go 7-8 innings, period. If I give up 1 run or less, I did my job. Obviously, there's games in which you don't pitch quite as well or some things happen during the course of it. The reality is that's what your mindset has to be, regardless of how much runs for what you get.
Count remains at no balls, 2 strikes.
But it would be nice to be on like with the role that CC Sabathia is with the Yankees, where you go out there, you give up 3 or 4 in the first or second inning, and look up and your team scored you 7. More confidence, more aggressive on the mound when you get early run support.
Up and in. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. I mean, Tyler has not shown any ill effects of not having run support. He's a guy that just emotionless almost on the mound. It's kind of what you have to be as a 21-year-old too, trying to figure it out in the big leagues. Done a nice job of doing it halfway through the season. Ellis goes down swinging on the breaking pitch for the second out of the inning.
Well, he's just fun to talk to when you get around and get an opportunity to talk to Tyler. I mean, it's all about going out there and first and foremost, as a young pitcher or a young position player, you just want to show everyone you belong, and then all of a sudden you can help your teammates win ball games, put yourself in position to not only get wins, but the team to win, and that's what he's all about. And each and every day he's out doing his work. He's going to, he's doing his bullpen sessions in between starts. He gets running, he's throwing, he's lifting. He's prepared mentally and physically to be able to put together a full season at the major league level. A lot different than the minor leagues.
D. Gordon looks at a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. Gordon hitting 243. 4 runs batted in. He's got a couple of doubles, 1 triple, I should say. 6 of 8 in the stolen base category. It was Gordon that scored that tying run at the plate on Sunday. Allegedly.
I was going to ask you, did he make it home yet?
Yeah,
did he touch the plate?
I think he's still reaching around Jeff Mathis to touch the plate. It's no balls, 2 strikes. The son of Tom Gordon, your former teammate, Kansas City.
Remember D well when he was young. Tom Gordon was a great athlete himself. He was a very good pitcher, both as a starter and a closer. He's a guy that always was during batting practice playing the infield position, the shortstop position, fielding ground balls. So you can see there was a lot of talent on that side of it for Flash Gordon also.
Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gordon, 22 years of age. He was a 4th round pick in 2008. Same draft class as Tyler Chadwick. Top prospect in the Dodgers organization. Miles with a short lead at first. The pitch is outside, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looked like Gordon was looking for something in. Almost opened up that stance a little bit, trying to cheat.
Yeah, Hank Conger was setting up in early just to make sure. Every once in a while hitters will try to look back and get location that way, and then Conger moved away as the pitch was going to be delivered.
The 2-2. Gordon shoots it down the line. That's a fair ball. Vernon Wells was playing him shallow and toward the line, so he'll hold Miles to second base. Just a single for Gordon. But the Dodgers have 2 on, 2 outs here at the top of the order, and Gwynn coming up.
You know, with a hitter like Gordon, he's going to look for something up. Better opportunity to put the good part of the bat on. If it's down or if you make him swing at something breaking in the dirt, he's going to swing and miss. But a fastball up, he just get his hands through and just try to make contact and utilize his speed. Being able to hit that ball by Meister at third base for a base hit, but I mentioned Vernon in a great position to cut it off and hold him to a single.
So here's Gwynn, who doubled to lead off the ball game and scored the only run. 7th double of the year for Gwynn. Takes a breaking pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. The few that are in the house trying to get their Let's Go Dodgers chants going here at the Big A, but they'll soon be drowned out.
Always going to be the case here.
Just off the plate, 2 balls and no strikes, going with the off-speed pitch.
A pretty good spot on that changeup.
No question that makeup and fro really comfortable tonight.
Yeah, it's really a nice night to wear that.
Yeah. A lot of baby powder, I'm sure. Gwynn takes a strike on the fastball. It's 2-1.
So far in the sequence, curveball, changeup, now fastball.
.30 pitches thrown by Tyler. 20 strikes and 10 balls so far. 1 strikeout, no walks, 4 hits allowed. There's a 2-1. Gwynn loops it over the head of Meister. Miles will come in to score. It's 2-0 Dodgers. Boy, a couple of flare hits with 2 outs here by Gordon and Gwynn, putting the Dodgers up by 2.
And most times you see a flare in the outfield. It's an elevated pitch. Gordon got a high fastball. Gwynn gets a high pitch. Fastball up, you can just go inside out. Bottom line is, contact hitters, especially guys that utilize speed, want pitches up in the strike zone because they can just get through the ball, make contact, and then use their speed to their advantage. Powerful hitters prefer the ball down so they get their arms extended and drive the ball.
I mean, the hardest hit ball of this game has been the double by Gwynn to start the game off. Everything else has been lightly hit, including Matt Kemp's single to center. Miles' single to start this inning was not rocking it up the middle. Pickoff attempt at second. Gordon gets the hand back in there. But as it goes, 5 hits for the Dodgers, and they've got the early lead. 2-0 with speed at second base and Gordon, speed at first and Gwynn.
And this becomes a huge hitter for Chatwood because following Blake, you got Ethier and then Kemp after that.
The fastball misses down low. Casey Blake had a sacrifice bunt his first time ups. No official at bat for him. to left field. Vernon positioned perfectly, makes the catch. The Dodgers get another run on 3 hits, leave 2 on. We hit to the bottom of the second, with the Angels down 2-0. Of Kendrick, Ibar, and Trumbo here against Hiroki Kuroda. 5 hits for the Dodgers through the first 2 innings, with Chatwood limiting that damage. Casey Blake flying out to left field. And Howie takes a breaking pitch for his strike. Howie with a 9-game hitting streak. He was 4 for 12 in the series against the Nats. In 305, 8 home runs, and 26 runs batted in. Takes a fastball for strike 2. Howie with 18 doubles, a couple of triples.
Howie with some real good numbers overall against the Dodgers in his career. 373.
A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Kind of an unusual alignment. I think we've talked about this before with the Dodgers, where Andre Ethier is shading Kendrick more towards the line than anything else, and extremely deep. Now he chops one on the ground towards third. Blake was playing it back. That's going to be an infield single. The 2 strikes, not much you could do as the third baseman. Then a hitter tops it, and the Angels will get their leadoff man on.
And a veteran down there at third base, too, and Casey Blake didn't waste that throw. There's no way you're going to be able to throw out Howie Kendrick going down the line. Not a younger third baseman will throw that ball, goes away. Next thing you know, Howie's a second or third. Just tops that baseball. Once it gets by the pitcher, it's going to be a base hit, no question about it. But it is odd how deep Ethier's playing in right field. Howie's got good pop the other way. Not necessarily going to hit many home runs to right field like that. More of a guy going inside out for a single that way.
Yeah. So Kendrick now with a 10-game hitting streak. He's at first for Eric Ibar. Blake playing into the grass, and Ibar cues one off the end of the bat. Kuroda will pick this one up. And Ibar is retired. Boy, had he only just shown bunt, he would have gotten a sacrifice for it. Kids on Tuesday, the Angels are taking on the Tigers at 7:05 here at the Big A. All kids 2 to 18 receive a sock rally monkey, courtesy of Hilton Suites Anaheim Orange. We're still working on the sock rally monkey onesie for Gooby.
Thank you.
Purchase your tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or online at angels.com. Look at him. He's everywhere.
He is everywhere. Look at him. How do you do that?
It's prime real estate out there.
Look at him. Look at those seats. Holy cow.
He's got the family with him. Cool. Hear that? They're reproducing in great numbers very quickly. There's Mark Trumbo with a man in scoring position. Trumbo looks at a fastball for a strike. Mark hitting .258 with 13 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Team leader in home runs, second in RBIs behind Torrey's 39. And a 2-hit game on Tuesday and 0 for 3 on Wednesday. inside. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. What do you think there's somebody out there that could kind of make you a onesie? It looks like the soccer round.
Yeah, it would be great to wear something like that in the nights like tonight. You know, it's really toasty.
Nice and balmy.
Yes.
This one fouled back, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The new no chafing zone.
McRoy went fastball in off the plate against Trumbo. Slider away. Trumbo's shown a good ability as far as fighting off some pitches on the outer half.
One-two pitch, way outside, backhanded by Ellis. And it is 2-2. The Angels in that series against the Washington Nationals went 8 for 28. Men in scoring position, that's a 286 average. Had the 2 monster games Monday and Tuesday offensively. 31 combined hits, 16 on Monday, 15 on Tuesday. Both teams limited to a terrific pitchers matchup on Wednesday. Jordan Zimmerman and Dan Herron. Here's a 2-2. Lined out towards center field. Kemp going back on it. He'll make the catch, tagging consecutive, heading to third at Cali. But there are 2 outs. But Mark just got that one toward the end of the bat.
Still, that's the type of the bat that's showing you how mature he's getting as a hitter now on the major league level. They were just showing that fastball in off the plate to keep him honest, but trying to get him out of the way. That was a pretty decent fastball, but he got a good part of the bat on, not completely squared up, but still hit hard to center field.
Here's Hank Conger with 2 outs and a man at third base. Hank got the start in one of the games against the Nats, went 1 for 3, including his 4th home run of the year. He got 15 runs batted in. Takes inside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Howie reaching on that infield base hit. Moved to second, I should say, on a ground out. Moved to third on a fly ball. As Conger gets jammed and pops one up. Gordon with the calm for the 2nd straight inning. He collects the 3rd out. Angels leave a man in scoring position through 2. Dodgers still leading. by a pitch as to whether or not he'd have a lingering effect. And sure enough, here in the third, Mike Scioscia has pulled Torrey, so we'll get you updated on that in a minute. Vernon Wells takes over in right. Means Howie Kendrick moves from second out to left. Meister Sturis moves from third to second base. And it's Alberto Callaspo, the new third baseman. He will bat second in Torrey's spot in the order. 3, 4, and 5 for the Dodgers here in the third. Up 2-0. Ethier, Kemp, and Loney. Andre Ethier picking up his 41st run batted in the first inning with a sacrifice fly. 2 balls and no strikes. We saw Torrey when he was thrown out on the hit and run. As Ethier lines went to right, a 2-0 fastball that he turned on. The Dodgers, in all 3 of the innings, have had their leadoff man on board, but just getting back to Torrey, that once he came off the field and kind of went straight down the tunnel, came back out. Apparently too much. If you take a look at the hit by pitch, it happened in the first.
Yeah, a lot of times when you get hit on the hand like that for a hitter, it hurts initially, then you don't feel any too much discomfort, then all of a sudden about a half inning or inning later it really sets in. And we know Torrey very well. Torrey's not coming out of the game unless there's a lot of discomfort in that hand.
Here's Matt Kemp with a man on. Nobody out. Kemp had a base at the center field. He cues this one back to Chadwood. Up to second, but Ethier got a good jump on that. Kind of works as a sacrifice as Ethier advances to second, but Kemp is retired for the first out. We have gotten word that clearly Torrey was hit on the left hand. He's been taken for precautionary x-rays. If there's any word later on in the game, we will certainly forward it on to you. All right, Jess, what were we just talking about the other day about the offense kind of getting back together, all together at once, possibly getting a chance to click all together at the same time? But
Mike Scioscia able to put people where he wants to put in that lineup and in the field. Pick days off for certain players to keep that same continuity in the lineup. And then all of a sudden, with Torrey out, it's, obviously we don't know how long it's going to be, but it's certainly got him pretty good on the hand there. And all pitchers from that point forward will be pitching nothing but inside for a while when Torrey comes back.
Loney takes down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Loney hit a fly ball to left field that ended the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. But whether it's been Meister or Sturis with the nagging little injuries, especially in that National Series, Alberto Callaspo missing about a week. Howie Kendrick having to go on the disabled list. Torrey Hunter's missed some games now. That pitch missed inside, 2-1.
Well, that's 2 pretty decent pitches in a row. The one before that definitely looked like a strike. That might have been off the inside corner by a tad, but 2 quality pitches that Tyler Chatwood's not getting the benefit of the calls.
Loney puts this one out toward left center field. Ethier was breaking toward third, thinking that ball had a chance to get in the gap, but easily caught by Borges for the second out. Fans, follow the Angels at foxsportswest.com/Angels. Log on and catch Michael Martinez's column on Jordan Walden. Be sure to vote for the Angels poll question. Which do you think will be the best improvement from Major League Baseball? Expanded replay, realignment, with expanded playoffs. We don't have updates yet. This is one of the greatest poll questions in the history of mankind.
Yeah, you know how we feel. In terms for the realignment, the Diamondbacks out to the AL West, put the Astros in the NL West.
That Nolan Ryan was quoted just a couple days ago. He'd love to have the Houston Astros in the American League West and kind of build that rivalry in state.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
Yep.
They've had a lot of success against the Astros over the last few seasons. I'm sure Nolan would love that.
Nolan's pretty much a straight shooter.
Yeah.
0-1 to Miles. That's a fastball that misses low. Miles had a base hit to lead off the second. Came around to score the Dodgers' second run.
Victor, you mentioned about guys being banged up and missing some time. I think that's why Mike Scioscia has been so successful here as a manager of the Angels. He's always made everybody from the top dog to the guy in the 25th man on the roster feel big part of the team. So that's why these guys have been able to fill in and do well in those roles, even if they're forced into maybe be a 1 day a week guy, and all of a sudden they're playing 4 or 5 days in a particular week, and they've been successful doing that because they feel big parts of the club.
Chadwood backing off after Conger flashed pretty much the entire repertoire. Ethier standing at second base with 2 outs here in the third. Solo runs for the Dodgers in the first 2 innings. Miles pops it up. Shallow left. Going out. There's Ibar. It falls in there. The third of the plate is not in time. 3-0 Dodgers. I mean, what are you going to do? 3 doink hits, 3 runs.
I mean, Miles is a guy that's not going to crush the ball against you. He's going to make contact. And he's looking to pull that ball, and he goes, has his head pulled out, his front shoulder pulled out, and he flares it to left field. The bottom line is, because of the fact that Tyler's been behind on some of the counts, these guys are looking fastball. Not necessarily squaring it up, but they're looking fastball, and they're able to make contact.
Miles takes off the third down from Conger, and Ibar has to go in and out of his glove. It would have been the third out. The ball clearly beating Miles. Ibar has been pretty sure-handed, especially around the bag there. Has it pop out as Miles picks up his second stolen base.
Well, a real good throw by Conger. It's been an issue for him of late, but that's a quick transfer. Perfect throw. You couldn't ask for a better throw.
Potential walk coming here to Trent Olgin. They'll face A.J. Ellis, the catcher, instead. This will be the first walk issued by Chadwood. But you know what? I mentioned the little flare hits by the Dodgers, but all 3 innings, they've got their leadoff man on board via the hits. All 3 of the runs have been the leadoff man coming into score.
That's why you have all pitching coaches always say that the most important guy in an inning is that leadoff guy. You keep him off base. Generally, you're going to be in pretty good position to negate a big inning going against you or a run being scored. And of course, base hits allow the other club to sacrifice, steal bases, put pressure on you.
The wild pitch advances Miles to third and Olsen to second base.
Overthrows the curveball. Conger didn't really get himself in real good position. He had the body shifted over, but his glove wasn't square between the legs to be able to keep that from getting away. That's a tough one once that spin hits the dirt.
Fastball is in for a strike, 1-1. Ellis, a strikeout victim in the second. The only punch out that Chadwood has picked up in this game. This fly ball to right, playable for Vernon Wells. That'll end the inning. But for the third straight inning, the Dodgers pick up a solo run. We head to the bottom of the third. The Dodgers leading it 3-0. Halos down by the score of 3-0. Gooby and I would like to wish a very happy 11th birthday to Nicholas Carpino, the son of Angels team president John Carpino. Hope he's having a good start to the holiday weekend. Hope you all are having a good start to the holiday weekend and avoided that traffic.
Oh, I've noticed a lot of people on the roads going somewhere.
Oh, man. Great crowd on hand here. Long homestand for the Angels. Already played 3 against the Nationals, 3 against the Dodgers. Tigers rolling in for 3 against the Mariners, in for 4 before the All-Star break. Peter Borges takes the curveball for a strike against Kuroda. 9-1-2 for the Halos here. Borges, Izturis, and Callaspo. No balls, 2 strikes on Peter. Last 4 games, 7 for 15. 263 average, 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in. He's got 13 doubles, 6 triples on the year. Checked his swing. Nope. C.B. Buckner rings him up. And there's Kuroda's first strikeout of the game. Hey, folks, on Thursday at 7:05, the Angels begin that 4-game series against the Mariners we were just talking about. All fans in attendance will receive an Angels flashback hat courtesy of Hyundai. For tickets, visit the Angels Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com. One out, nobody on. Top of the order now as Meiser Stewart steps in. Takes that pitch inside. Well, Hiroki Kuroda certainly has heeded your advice in the Hyundai key to the game sideways, because he has worked both sides of the plate.
Boy,
well.
he's effectively showing that fastball in off the plate and then throwing breaking pitches and fastballs away and hitting the spots pretty well.
Meiser to fly ball to center field, his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. It's 3 balls and no strikes.
Meiser needs to get on base. He might take 1, maybe 2 pitches. See if he can get something started offensively.
3-1. Halos have taken 7 of the last 9 contests against the Dodgers. Well, the considerable advantage in the series is Izturis picks up the first walk issued by Hiroki Kuroda. So first strikeout followed by that first walk. And Alberto Callaspo will come to the plate for the first time this evening. Callaspo, defensive replacement in the 3rd. Forced into action when Torrey Hunter was taken out. Heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Or top of the 3rd, I should say. After getting hit by a pitch in the 1st. Alberto hitting .280 on the season. 11 doubles, no triples, 3 home runs, 31 runs batted in. A .355 on base percentage for the switch hitter. Alberto hitting .269 from the left side, .302 from the right, but all 3 of his home runs have come from this side of the plate. Looks at a fastball away for ball 1. As I was mentioning, the series between these 2 teams since 2005 here at this ballpark, the Angels 13-5 against the Dodgers. Overall, 48-35 record. But the Dodgers with the advantage here in the early going, up 3-0. 2 balls and no strikes.
This Tony Gwynn Jr. playing pretty deep in the left field, and Callaspo's last 2 hits have been flares at the left field in front of the left fielder playing deeper. You got a pitcher right now that Kuroda's struggling in as far as throwing strikes away. Right into where Callaspo's trying to do, hit the ball to left field.
2 balls and a strike. That game down in Texas out of hand now. 15-2 Rangers leading the Florida Marlins at the bottom of the 8th. They jumped ahead early on Anibal Sanchez of the Florida Marlins. Seattle's leading San Diego 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. That pitch seemed to be a little bit down, but Dale Scott rung it up.
Or down and off the plate.
Mysteris leads off at first base. Caspo pops it up. Casey Blake with the call. Drops.
Right after that changeup away to a fastball in. Jams Callaspo pop up to third base. That's the one thing the Angels hitters have a tough time as far as Kuroda tonight. He's not settling in and doing nothing but away. He's pitching inside effectively.
So Bobby steps up with 2 outs and a man at first base. Abreu had the Angels' first hit, and it came back in the first inning. He's 1 for 1. That average steadily climbing for Bobby. As the weather heats up. Mentioned at the start of the game, the Angels finishing that month of June with a 13-12 record. That's saying a lot considering kind of the beginning of the month of June for the Angels. The Halos, after losing that game here against the Kansas City Royals prior to that long road trip, were 2-8 in the month of June. Ended up winning 13 games and losing 12, pitched 12, and hit well. Their best average for a month as a ball club, 258. Just barely beating the April 257. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bobby.
Brady, last time up, hit the fastball right back up the middle against Kuroda. He's trying to sink down with the fastball, and then of course throw that curveball in the outside corner. Caught the corner on that one. And then you live away. That's the reality of it. You're going to get a lot of line drives back up the middle from left-handed batters.
Long pause for Kuroda. Bobby backs out, takes a strike.
There's no time called, so as a pitcher you follow through with your delivery, and an umpire, if it's close, is certainly going to call that a strike.
So Bray in the hole with a ball and 2 strikes. Mysteris still at first. 2 outs here in the third. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Dodgers with solo runs in the first, second, and third innings. They've collected 7 hits of Tyler Chatwood. 1 really well hit. Bobby chops it foul off the plate. Kind of an emergency swing there on a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes.
We got some off-speed pitches. Good running, sinking action on that fastball at 92. Bobby, the veteran, solid hitter that he is, has tried to foul that one off, and he was successful doing that.
Keeping his at-bat alive. Count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Showed you the graphic just a moment ago. The pitching matchup tomorrow night, 6:05 start here at the Big A. Clayton Kershaw against Jared Weaver. Those 2 guys did not disappoint last weekend. Chad Billingsley and Irvin Santana Sunday night. 2-2 again. That's inside. Full count. I mean, Mysteris will be off with a pitch with 2 outs here in the third inning.
See how it's given that sign. The 1 sign is a fastball. When you make that circular action, that means he wants that 2-seam fastball inside. I'm going to talk to Kuroda to make sure he's aware of the fact he's going to play behind Meister at first base. just in case if he's playing behind him and you throw over, that's going to be called a balk because you're not making contact with that first base. Throw an all-speed pitch here.
Meiser takes off. The 3-2 is rolled over to Loney. Got it on 2 hops, takes it himself. That will end the inning. No runs, no hits, and a man left on. 3 in the books. Dodgers still on top, 3-0. Now it is time for our AT&T trivia question. The Angels and Dodgers have had one batting champion each. Who are the 2 players?
That's it?
Yeah.
That's surprising. What, did Darren Erstad win it that year? He had like 240 hits.
Are you just playing along?
Yeah.
Okay. Dee Gordon leads things off here. 9-1-2 for the Dodgers. Can't think of the Dodgers guy. Gordon bouncing this one to Trumbo. He'll take it himself. And the leadoff man retired for the first time tonight. There's 1 out. I know who the Angels guy is. I don't want to say it because just don't want to blow you out of the water. Dodger guy though.
Willie Davis had that hit streak.
Hey, tap on the glass and ask Vin if he'll give us an idea. If he'll give us a clue. He won't mind.
He just looked at us and said, no, worry about your side of the broadcast.
He just looks at us and we just smile.
Why would you not?
Hey, it's basically royalty right there.
Yes. I could barely breathe right now. Generally, you have that effect on me, but it's a little bit more so because Vin's a little bit closer here.
It's not because you've got your belt cinched up a little too tight?
Yes.
Were you crushed too many pretzels tonight?
I don't know.
No. It's just Vin.
Just Vin.
Gwynn dragging a bunt on the first base side, and that is going to go for his 3rd hit of the game. It's a thing of beauty right there. Tony Gwynn Jr. has been up 3 times in the first 4 innings, and he's got 3 knocks. Double and 2 singles with an RBI.
Well, anytime if you're a guy with speed and you're batting from the left side, you get that ball by the pitcher and force the second baseman to have to come in, it's going to be a base hit. Well, there's nothing anybody could do on that one. The pitcher, Tyler Chatwood, did a good job of getting over. There's no way he can get there quick enough. Trumbo can't commit to that one, and of course Meister can't commit either. Just a perfect bunt. Should be going right away here early in the count also.
Gwynn with 8 stolen bases. He's been caught twice. The Dodgers have 1 today. That was Aaron Miles back in the 3rd inning. his second of the season. Blake taking the fastball for a strike. He had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning, a fly ball to left in the second, so he's 0 for 1. Pretty good lead for Gwynn over at first. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Casey Blake looking down the third base line for his signs. Tim Wallach.
Chatwood on the mound has gotten hitters into 17 double plays. Certainly used one right here off the bat of Casey Blake.
Boy, nice dig out of the dirt by Trumbo at first base. Ball touches the dirt, and C.B. Buckner throws the baseball out. But if there's a base hit that touches the infield dirt, the ball stays in.
Except the third out, the first baseman always throws that one in the stands.
Never understood that batsman. Gwynn takes off, and Blake fouls it back, so the count goes to 1-2, and Gwynn has to head back to first base.
Never liked it when it was a chopper, went foul. You know, a third baseman or first baseman would look at the ball and throw it away. I'm like, hey, I can use that baseball like that. Because the fact is, anytime you get the ball in the dirt, you get a little extra movement if it gets scuffed. So I never mind keeping that baseball in play.
Going breaking pitch at 1-2, so the count evened up. Was it Alan Ashby, who's now a broadcaster for the Toronto Blue Jays? Said a certain pitcher with the Houston Astros took him to the hardware store once to teach him what things to purchase to help with movement.
And why not?
He said it was an interesting journey.
A few of those guys over the years of the Astros had some great movement on some pitches.
Some of the all-time best.
They all threw pretty hard, so you didn't really want to check the baseball too often against them.
Pitch out on 2-2. And now a full count. So Gwynn more than likely will be taking off here regardless.
He has to be going right now, 3-2.
You would think. Andre Ethier on deck. 62 pitches thrown by Tyler Chatwood. He's got 1 strikeout, 1 walk as an intentional pass to Ochi. Runner goes, now it's pulled foul. Jerry Meals making the call immediately down the line.
Again, you almost have to think if you're Casey Blake, you're going to get a fastball too there, especially after a pitch out on a 2-2 count. You want to take a chance of walking him with Ethier on deck. But for me right now, I'm Chatwood, I'm trying to break a pitch. 3-2. Even if he's able to steal, you still have some options with an open base if you don't throw him out.
Gwynn goes again. The 3-2 is ground from the left side. Callaspo's got it. Spins around, low throw, Trumbo can't come up with it. Gwynn will advance to third. You would think that Callaspo gets charged with an error there. The ball's on the bag. It's an out easily with Blake running. And sure enough, Alberto Callaspo gets charged with an error.
On the low throw, he has a chance, and Trumbo tried to pick that Win right away, sees the ball in the dirt and goes.
10th error of the season for Alberto Callaspo. Instead of 2 outs and a man at second, it's 1 out, runners at the corners now with Ethier. Mike Butcher with a long conversation out there.
Ethier more of a fly ball hitter, although he has hit into 7 double plays. And the object against Ethier is show fastball up, get him to swing at all speed pitches down in the dirt area, because he's going to be aggressive here in an RBI situation.
They're now giving Casey Blake an infield base hit with an error. Ethier fouling the first pitch back. Fouls this one off the left. Tyler ahead of the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Ethier with a sac fly in the first inning, picking up his 41st run batted in, had a leadoff single and a run scored in the third.
I wonder if Tyler's going to want to try that fastball inside the 2-seamer to run back and get the corner.
That hits Ethier. And they're loaded up.
Well, he tried to run that 2-seam, but didn't have that run back action. Gets him right around the, just above the knee, it looks like, around the thigh, back of the knee area.
Tyler now with a bases loaded situation with 1 out and Matt Kemp at the plate once Ethier is 10-2.
Number 27, center fielder Matt Kemp.
The Angels look like they've got some scrambling going on in the bullpen. Bobby Kazarov appears to be the first guy up. Not loosening with any sense of urgency, at least right now. Kemp looks at a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. The Dodgers center fielder with a base hit in the first inning. Cued one off the end of the bat, right back to Chatwood in the third. It's the 1-for-2 game. Gwynn's at third, Blake at second, Ethier at first. Popped him up. Shallow right field. Gwynn looks like he wants to tag. He is. Wells with the catch. The throw to the plate is not in time. It's 4-0 Dodgers.
See, the odd thing on that one, Vernon took away his momentum coming in on that ball. Stopped and flat-footed. Exactly. You want to get back and have your momentum going towards the ball coming in. You can catch it on your throwing side and then make that throw in. It's more difficult flat-footed. So he got himself in good position, but stop. And then you're forced to get the momentum going once again. And that type of thing, especially with a guy with the speed of Tony Gwynn Jr., you want to get yourself in position to come in on the baseball and catch it and throw it all in one motion to have a better shot at throwing him out at home.
Loney asking for time at the plate. Looks like the Angels are going to appeal the tag of Gwynn at third base. Chatwood has to come set, steps off, and now we'll throw on to Callaspo. Jerry Meals will make the call. Looked like he tagged just fine.
Definitely. Even watching the play from this view, it looked like he was in position to tag it, be on there right at the same time the ball went in the glove.
A ball and no strikes on James Loney with runners at first and second. 2 outs now. Loney twice is flied out. Once to left, once to center. That's a 1-1 count now. To make that 4 now. Solo runs scored by the Dodgers in the first 4 innings. 1 and 2.
Just bunching hits together. That was a much more consistent approach against Chatwood. Again, it's always difficult. Your very next start is against a team you dominated the time before.
There's a little flare out to shallow right. Wells coming on, slides and makes the basket check catch. And that is the 3rd out, and it saves another run. The Dodgers do get a run here on a couple of hits, and Aaron leaves 2 on. We hit to the bottom of the 4th. The Angels trail it 4-0. California Toyota dealers. Bottom of the 4th. Angels down by the score of 4-0. They'll send up Wells, Kendrick, and Ibar here against Hiroki Kuroda, who's allowed just 2 hits. A single in the first inning to Bobby Abreu, a leadoff single to Howie Kendrick, who ended up being stranded at third base. The Angels just 0 for 2 with men in scoring position today. Vernon popped out there in the first inning. She's 0 for 1. Takes a fastball in there for strike.
Well, you made a nice read on that fly ball coming in and make a sliding catch to end that last inning.
Rolls this one foul up the third base line. He's in the hole at no balls, 2 strikes. That's been the case for Hiroki Kuroda today. 48 pitches thrown, 30 have been strikes.
This little sink action on the fastball, 90-92 range. His changeup's been excellent. He's been throwing his breaking ball on the outer half of the plate, establishing fastballs in, elevating.
Like that.
Not only he's pitching east to west, but he's also going north-south as far as the sink on the fastball and the 4-seam fastball up above the letters. So as a hitter, you're not comfortable to look for one specific spot to be able to attack the baseball.
Vernon goes down swinging. Second strikeout for Kuroda. And there's the first out to start this 4th inning. We'll go back to our AT&T trivia question. Angels and Dodgers have each had 1 batting champion. Here are the 2 players. Alex Johnson for the Angels. Tommy Davis. That was your guess, right?
No, I messed up the first name. Tommy Davis.
Oh, you said Willie Davis.
Yes. I'll take credit, though.
Yeah, close enough. 1 ball, no strikes on Howie Kendrick. I was thinking kind of like a Roy Campanella.
Maury Wills with his speed. Dodgers always been an organization known for pitching. We've had a number of real good ones over the years. The one that threw out the first pitch today, Fernando Valenzuela.
Howard Kendrick lifting one out to center for Matt Kemp. 2 outs. Fans send a message of thanks and appreciation to our troops. Just go to foxsportswest.com/Angels and you can send a specific message to family and friends or a general message to all of our troops. You can see these messages on our July 4th broadcast with the Angels take on the Tigers. And why not? Regardless of what your feelings are about our country and where they are involved in, our troops doing a
tremendous job.
Terrific job. Ball drops a bunt in front of the plate. Ellis picks it up in foul territory. It's no balls to strike.
Thinking about Kuroda too, very active on the mound, fields his position exceptionally well. So you have to, if you're going to bunt against him, you have to get the ball down either line, get it by him.
Ibar had a swinging bunt in the second inning that Kuroda threw him out. So he's 0 for 1. Has a 1-ball, 1-strike count. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 7 left on for the Dodgers. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on for the Angels so far. The Halos have had base runners in every inning so far except this one. Ibar fouls it off to left, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, how often have we heard 0-2, 1-2? Textbook pitching for Kuroda so far tonight. Getting ahead of the count. Took all the way off to a curveball outside, it looks like. Almost wanted fastball in, slider in, fastball away, a curveball away.
Oh, chopper foul, and the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Kuroda has not had a 1-2-3 inning to put it out. The Angels have had at least 1 base runner each of the first 3 innings. Torrey Hunter lifted from this game, was hit by a pitch in the first, stayed in for a little bit, but the top of the third was replaced in right field by Vernon Wells. Off to get precautionary x-rays. Another 1-2 to Ibar. And fouls it back. The Dodgers this year as a staff a 4.04 ERA at the start, the 11th in the National League. Their starters with a 19-24 mark at 3.83 ERA. The relievers with an ERA of 4.32 as Ibar flips one down the right field line and is hooking foul. Jammed deep here.
You know it's a huge crowd when you have a ton of people standing around. Standing room only type crowd here today.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Dodgers in interleague this season 5-7 with an ERA of 4.11. Coming off a 10-16 month of June. A battle here between Ibar and Kuroda. Eight pitches so far between Kuroda and Ibar. Here's the 9th. Ibar slaps it over to third, and Casey Blake makes the catch And Kuroda has his first 1, 2, 3 inning. For the books here at the Big A, the Dodgers still on top 4-0. Together in the Arizona desert for one spectacular night in the summer's biggest event, as Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2011 MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July the 12th, live from Phoenix at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Top of the fifth, Dodgers on top 4-0. Aaron Miles, Trent Olchin, and A.J. Ellis battle Tyler Chadwick, who's thrown 74 pitches, has 1 strikeout and 1 walk. It was an intentional walk to Olchin in the 3rd inning. He's allowed 9 hits.
Well, Aaron Miles and Tony Gwynn Jr. combined 5 for 5 against Chatwood tonight.
One ball, 2 strikes on Aaron Miles. 1 out there. 2 for 2 game, couple of singles, a run scored. He's also picked up an RBI. He's got 21 runs batted in. No Jamie Carroll tonight.
Still think when a guy like this trying to put the ball in play, best pitch, fastball down and away.
This one pulled on the right side past Asturis, and it's a 3-hit game for Miles. 10 hits allowed now by Tyler Chadwick.
And mislocation, that's where Hank Conger wanted the fastball away, but got the middle in. And Miles able to drop the head of the bat and get it through the hole. It seemed like Chatwood throughout this game so far is this mislocation. See where the target was set up by Conger, miss middle of the plate.
You don't see the movement on that 2-seam fastball that we saw the last time out against the Dodgers.
Yeah, and he's a young pitcher. Just, you're going to have games in which you're not making that pitch where you're accustomed to making, but you got to fight your way through. That's when you start changing speeds a little bit more so. Use the changeup, use the curveball. The offset maybe not having that same crisp moving fastball that you've had for quite some time. On a good roll that he's been on.
The Angels have Bobby Cazaval back up and loosening. Olchin is ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Hit a fly ball to right. He picked up that intentional walk, so 0 for 1 game. There's Cazaval. Two and 1. Olchin from Sydney, Australia. Got to the big leagues for the first time at 09 with the Diamondbacks, playing in 24 games. 14 games for the Dodgers last year. Miles takes off, and this one's fouled off to the left. The count remains at 2-2. Miles had a stolen base his last time up. Or on base, I should say. Holtzing originally the Minnesota Twins organization. Two out towards shallow left. Howie Kendrick will play down. And the Dodgers have 2 men on here in the 5th. Okay, so Wynn's ball was hit hard. Miles' ball was hit pretty hard to lead off this inning. So 2 of the 11 hits. But you know what? They've got the hits. They're
making contact.
They've been perfectly placed. No question, probably a little frustrating for Tyler. J.J. Ellis steps in, a sacrifice situation. Throw to second base on a back pick, and they almost get Miles.
Boy, quick throw by Conger. A couple good throws in this game so far for Hank Conger, which is a good sign for him.
No balls and a strike on Ellis, who has struck out and hit a fly ball to right. But on the third base side, Callaspo will throw on the first. The sacrifice works for the first out. Miles moves to third and Olchin over to second.
And that's the difference between playing in a National League ballpark as compared to American League ballpark. You're not going to be sacrificed as the number 8 hitter in the National League game because you have the pitcher coming up after that. But that's a different story here in the American League. DH involved.
Infield in for the Angels with D. Gordon at the plate. Runners at second and third. Gordon had a base hit his first time up. 1 for 2 as he pops this one up to shallow right center. Borges coming on. Miles is not going to tag, and there are 2 outs. A good pitch by Tyler Chadwick. But now trying to close the door. He's been in that situation before where he's gotten to 2 outs and just trying to get that third out without allowing a run.
Went through a good breaking ball. And in on the hands of Gordon. He tried to get through the baseball and get it elevated, but didn't hit it far enough to be able to score Miles from third base. Quality pitch by Chatwood. Needs another one to get through here. Wynn has had himself a great game so far. 3 hits, 2 runs scored.
He had that leadoff double in the first inning, and since then the Dodgers have had 10 straight singles. Breaking pitch. A pretty good pitch. It doesn't get called for a strike, and it's 1-0 instead. There's a strike, 1-1. Got that inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Back-to-back singles for the Dodgers here in the 5th. Sack bunt by Ellis. A fly ball to center by Gordon. 2 out, 2 on. Trying to finish off Tony Gwynn Jr. Lays off the breaking ball. 2-2.
Good job by Hank Conger getting himself in position to smother that breaking ball in the dirt. You don't have to give in no matter what. You have an open base, a right-handed batter on deck in Casey Blake. Wynn's had some good swings against you. Force him to hit a breaking ball. Hopefully that same area in the dirt.
Full count. Nothing easy in this game for Tyler Chadwick.
I was going to say that a lot of pitches in each inning.
Here's the payoff. It's a walk. And they're loaded down for Casey Blake. Second walk issued by Tyler Chadwick. You see Casavol's ready to go. Blake's 1 for 2 has won a gift single by the official score. The fastball is in for strike one. That was it. Play that Casavel made to his left. Throw a one-hop throw to Trumbo at first base. Casey getting credit for that single. No balls, 2 strikes. Oh, 2. Foul back. Coming right after him.
Mindset has to be for Tyler that this could be your last batter. Go after him as hard as you can, get through the inning. Keep your team still in the ball game. Don't save anything in the tank.
Ground ball to short. High bars. Got it. Goes a short way, and they force out Gwynn to end the inning. The Dodgers leave them loaded as we head to the bottom of the 5th. They still lead it 4-0. Nothing Dodgers. Corona has retired the last 5 in a row, including for the first time retiring the side in order in the 4th inning. Facing Trumbo, Conger, and Borges. And as one-sided as it may have seemed through the first 4 innings, first 5 innings for the Dodgers, having scored 4 runs, still just a 4-0 deficit. First pitch is up and in. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
The bottom line is Kuroda's lost 6 games in a row. Not won for quite some time. So that confidence level is, regardless of the score right now, is not quite there for him yet. So if you put some pressure on him, you get right back in the game in a hurry.
Count is even at 1-1. Mark Trumbo hit a fly ball to deep center in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1. Fouled back. No balls, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Halos with 2 hits in this one. A single by Abreu in the first, a single by Kendrick leading off the second. Trying to take that slider a little bit further away from Trumbo. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's his numbers, last 7 starts at 0-6 record. But took something off that slider. He's been living at about 85, 86 miles per hour with that slider. That one at 83. It's just enough to get Trumbo out in front.
That's the one thing about a slider. You can change speeds on that pitch. Best fastball, 93 is slowest changeup at 79. So about a 14-mile-an-hour differential. So not necessarily a big differential, but he's able to change speeds by breaking balls at 85 to 82, fastballs 90 to 91, and then sink it like that one.
94-mile-per-hour sinker, and it's the first out here in the 5th. Third strikeout for Kuroda.
Boy, a tough pitch for Trumbo to hit. Boy, he stayed on top of that sinker, turned that ball over, running action below the hands, and 94 mile an hour, his best fastball of the game with his best movement.
Hank takes a breaking ball down low. Conger popped out to D. Gord to end the second inning, so he's 0 for 1. Don't see Cazaval loosening at all, so you wonder if Chadwick comes back out. The Dodgers through the first 5 innings have stranded 10 base runners, leaving them loaded at the top of this inning. Ground ball to the right side. Loney's got it. Waves off Kuroda. 2 outs. One of the most affordable ways to see the Angels play is with the JetBlue Friends and Family Pack. This deal includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $44. The next Friends and Family Pack game is Tuesday against the Tigers. To purchase your tickets, visit the Angels Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com/funpack. There's Peter Borges with 2 outs. Takes a breaking pitch for a strike. Borges, the strikeout victim himself in the third, so he's 0 for 1.
Well, he's thrown 4 straight sliders. He threw him 3 sliders to strike him out in the first at bat he had, and there another slider.
That one's pulled into the left field corner. That's going to go for extra bases as it hops into the seats, and it's a double for Borges. And it snaps the string of 7 consecutive batters retired by Kuroda since that 1-out walk in the third. And a man in scoring position for Meiser Asturias.
Another all-speed pitch, but this time Peter Borges kept his hands through the baseball. One and another breaking ball. Backed up on him in a quick swing on the inner half by Peter Borges. Kuroda knew he made a mistake. That ball backed up on him on that slider.
14th double for Borges. Meiser 0 for 1. A fly ball to center and a walk. The Angels have only had a couple of opportunities today to bring home a run, at least with a man in scoring position. 0 for 2. Howard Kendrick getting all the way to third base. That was it for him in the second. Asturias pops it up. Aaron Miles, the second baseman, gives way to D. Gordon, the rookie, on the second base side of the bag, and that will end the 5th inning. 5 in the books. The Angels leave a man in scoring position, and they trail it 4-0.
For the Coors Light Freeze Can, Vernon Wells, who won 3 Gold Gloves in center field, has moved to left, but tonight moved to right field. Did a great job of reading that baseball, sliding in, making an outstanding run, catch there, prevent more runs for the Dodgers there back in the 4th inning. And that was our Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Top of the 6th inning. Dodgers up by the score of 4-0. Tyler Chatwood back out there. 95 pitches so far. 60 strikes. 1 punch out, a couple of walks. One was an intentional one. He'll face the middle part of the order here. Ethier, Kemp, and Loney. Hit Ethier the last time up with a fastball on the back of the right knee. Andre 1 for 1, had a base hit with a run scored in the 3rd. Mentioned that hit by pitch. He's also had a sacrifice fly, picking up his 41st RBI. That pitch is down and in, a breaking ball. A ball and 2 strikes now.
Right after that breaking ball down and in, close to Ethier's foot once again. He tried to crush that fastball at 92.
Breaking pitch, and that is pulled down the line and going for extra bases. Ethier heading to second. Wells with the carom gets the baseball back in. It's a leadoff double. Well, pretty much every inning the Dodgers have had their leadoff man on board. The only exception being the 4th, and that's going to be it for it. Tyler Chatwood has just allowed his 12th hit, second extra base hit. So we've got a pitching change here in the 6th inning. Bobby Kazavoff is coming on in relief from Tyler Chatwood with the Dodgers on top 4-0. Kazavoff comes on in relief of Tyler Chatwood as we play here in the 6th inning with nobody out. Chatwood giving up the leadoff double to Ethier. It knocked him out of this ball game. We see a number for Bobby, pitching now his 6th game, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, and a 4.50 ERA. Book on Tyler Chatwood still open with Ethier at second base. 5 innings plus a batter, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, 12 hits allowed.
You see Mike Scioscia go over tapping Tyler Chatwood on the back. Realize that when you're a 21-year-old, you're going to have some games like this where you don't have good command necessarily of your fastball. And then you try to force the issue as far as location of that pitch, and it's going to go away from you at times. It's still a learning process for a very, very good young pitcher in Tyler Chatwood.
Well, Kazavoff will come on here and face Matt Kemp with a man in scoring position. Kemp is 1 for 2. Base it back in the 1st. One ball, no strikes on Kemp. But a sacrifice fly in the fourth inning, picked up a 64th run batted in. The start of the day, Kemp third in the National League in the RBI categories against James, who rolls a foul. Second in average, first in home runs are 22. Prince Fielder leads the National League in runs batted in. 69 before today's action. Two balls and one strike.
And that's the difference between this year for Matt Kemp and last year. He would be swinging at that pitch often. Him to chase all speed pitches down and away. Tracking that baseball pretty well right now.
Cazeval falling behind at 3 balls and a strike. James Loney on deck. A full count. There's Ethier standing at second base, picking up his 21st double. A 3-2. Chopper to third. Callaspo comes in and plays the short hop. Kemp is retired for the first out. Nice job by Cazeval to come back after falling behind at 3-1 and getting that out. Kind of an odd play for Callaspo, playing it to the side. Almost allowed that ball to play him. Roberto making his 10th error of the season on a chopper with Casey Blake in the fourth inning.
You're right. Cazeval did a nice job of coming back and getting Matt Kemp, because Kemp got himself in a good hitter's count. Cazeval made some quality pitches to get that ground ball, and Ethier was unable to advance to third.
One ball, no strikes on James Loney. One thing Bobby needs to kind of work on, and then kind of go back to last year. You know, the pretty decent numbers for the Angels in limited role is getting ahead of him. He's got great stuff. Good moving fastball that can get up to 93, 94 miles per hour, but often pitching from behind. 2 balls and no strikes.
I think Bobby should almost go in and look at some video and just see how much movement he has on the fastball. When you have that type of movement and you can throw 93 to 95, you have to have the mindset of throwing that ball in the middle of the plate and let it run away. It's hard to throw that ball in the outside corner and get any umpire to call that a strike, because it's going to run off the corner.
Breaking pitch gets him to roll over to Trumbo. 2 outs. He comes back with a slow little breaking ball that Loney tops over to Trumbo. Ethier advances to third. So with 2 outs and a man at third base, here comes Aaron Miles. 3 for 3 with 3 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Dodgers with 4 runs, 12 hits, 10 men left on base. The Angels, no runs, 3 hits, an error, 4 left on. One ball, no strikes.
This is one of those contact hitters. Doesn't strike out a lot, doesn't walk a lot either, so he's putting the ball in play.
Came into this game batting .311. That average goes up to .321 with a 3-hit game. Cazeval falls behind again at 2 balls and no strikes. Rangers made it a final over the Florida Marlins 15-5. I believe it was Alexio Gondo that got the start against the Fish. Bounce back start for him. Miles takes down an 3-0. Oakland leading Arizona 5-2. That game up at the Coliseum. Top of the 7th. Seattle leading the Padres. Safe go 6-0. That game in the bottom of the 7th. A 4-pitch walk to Aaron Miles. And that'll bring up Trent Olchin, the designated hitter. And a visit to the mound by Mike Butcher gives us a chance to look through the rest of the interleague scoreboard. Philadelphia beat Toronto, come from behind fashion, 7-6. Just saw Brian Wilson blowing a save. San Francisco Giants picked up the win 4-3 over the Tigers. St. Louis defeated Tampa Bay 5-3.
We're still playing in Minnesota. They had a pretty good rain delay.
5-2 Twins leading the Milwaukee Brewers. That game in the 7th. And the Astros lost to the Boston Red Sox by the score of 7-5.
It's been a little bit different year as far as interleague play. The National League much closer as far as win-loss record so far this year.
It hasn't been overly dominant. Miles at first, Ethier at third. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Olchin takes a strike. The Battle of Chicago, the Windy City, the Cubs at Wrigley Field lost to the White Sox 6-4. Washington beat Pittsburgh 2-1 in the non-interleague matchup. Cleveland beat Cincinnati. The Yankees defeated the Mets. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes.
For Pittsburgh, over 500 at the 81 game mark for them. 41-40 this year.
Clint Hurdle's going to have to get some consideration towards the end of the season for manager of the year if they stick around. It's 2 games back in that National League Central. Olchin rolls over this one foul. It's still no balls, 2 strikes. Braves shut out the Orioles. The Rockies shut out Kansas City. That National League Central,
it's bunched up pretty good.
Milwaukee and St. Louis at the top of the division to start the day. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati 2 back, and then you've got Chicago at 10 and Houston at 15 back. Oh, 2 upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. At the start of the day, the American League had 112-108 advantage over the National League.
Real close. First time in years.
One-two pitch. Olchin swings and misses. Conger's going to have to flip down to first to complete the strikeout. Bobby Cazarol gets out of it. The Dodgers leave 2 men on, but they still lead it 4-0. Angels baseball is brought to you by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on. And by El Pollo Loco. Now for only $5 at El Pollo Loco, get one of our 5 tasty combos. They're the combos other combos wish they could be. Catch them before they are gone. Dodgers up by the score of 4-0 as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. Kuroda's done one heck of a job against the Angels. Has limited the Halos to just 3 hits. He has 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. And here in the 6th inning, he'll face Callaspo, Abreu, and Wells. 2, 3, and 4 for the Angels. Alberto Callaspo, his second plate appearance. He popped out his first time up in the 3rd. He bounces this one to left side. Casey Blake with a diving stop. Callaspo retired on the very first pitch to start the bottom of the 6th inning.
Casey Blake's made some nice defensive plays tonight at third base for the Dodgers. He's had some injuries this year, battled his range, but he hasn't showed that tonight so far. Diving to make that play, gets up, makes a strong throw. They get Callaspo by a lot.
So 1 out, nobody on for Bobby Abreu, who's had a 1-for-2 game. A base hit that occurred in the 1st inning, a ground out in the 3rd. One ball, 1 strike on Abreu, who had a 2-out base hit in that 1st inning and then was stranded when Vernon popped out to end the frame. Two balls and 1 strike. Kuroda last year, 31 starts for the Dodgers, 11-13 mark. 3.39 ERA. This being his 11th career interleague start as Abreu lifts one in the air toward deep left center field. Gwynn is moving to his left. Is there? 2 outs.
Now it's time for a Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Last Sunday against Clayton Kershaw, Vernon Wells turns on that breaking ball in the inner half and hits that ball out. At that point, giving the Halos the lead. And that was our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Vernon's other home run coming up last weekend was against Hung-Chi Kuo. Left-handed relievers. That fastball is up and away. Vernon tonight, however, 0 for 2. He's popped to short and struck out.
Well, that was an odd game, too, for Vernon. They struck out 3 times prior to that on breaking pitches down and in. That last time, Kershaw left that breaking ball a little bit up high in the inner half, and he turned on that and crushed it out of the yard. Kershaw on the hill tomorrow night against Jerry Weaver. What a matchup.
It was a great matchup last weekend. Vernon shooting this one out towards center. Matt Kemp back to his left, and Kuroda has another 1, 2, 3 innings. 6 in the books. Dodgers still on top, however, 4-0. They've hit solo runs in the first 4 innings of this game, and they've made it hold up so far as we start the 7th. Bobby Kazarov, a clean inning to start for him as he came on with nobody out in the 6th inning and a man at second base. He eventually stranded Ethier at third and Miles at first, picking up the strikeout of Trent Olchin. A.J. Ellis to lead things off, followed by D. Gordon and then Tony Gwynn Jr. The first pitch is down and away for ball 1. A.J. Ellis, the catcher, 0 for 2. Struck out in the 2nd, hit a fly ball to right in the 3rd, and a sac bunt in the 5th. And now gets hit by the pitch, so another leadoff man on board for the Dodgers. Second hit batter of this game. Andre Ethier was hit by Tyler Chabot in the 4th.
Well, you see how much location the Casbah missed by Congress, setting up outside with a fastball. Gets Ellis right on the elbow. And when you're a pitcher with that type of stuff, if you drop your elbow at all, the fastball is going to run a ton.
Second time tonight, the skipper Don Mattingly's had to go out there to tend to one of his players.
You think Donnie said, hey, better you than me?
Number 9, shortstop.
Rich Thompson now playing catch. Kazaval's thrown 20 pitches, 12 balls, 8 strikes. Kayas went on the grass, anticipating a bunt by D. Gordon. Batting in the 9th spot, 1 for 3 on a base hit in the 2nd inning. Made a big out in the 5th, but Chabot got to pop up. So Gordon, in that situation, looked like he was trying to bunt for a base hit as opposed to a sacrifice with giving up his at-bat. Hence the name Sacrifice.
If you're asked to sacrifice, you want to square around and put the ball in play. You're giving yourself up to advance a base runner.
No balls, 2 strikes. So he's trying to take aim at Kayaspo on the 3rd base side with Alberto way in on the grass. Well, ball and 2 strikes here on Gordon. A.J. Ellis over at first base, hit by a pitch. Gordon chops him back to Kazaval, fires to second. They get the lead runner. They're not going to get Gordon. So 1-6 goes the put out at second base. A.J. Ellis retired. Now you've got the speedy Gordon at first.
It's time for a Land Rover performance. Speaking of the man coming up to the plate right now, Tony Gwynn Jr. Probably the hardest hit baseball of the game, that double. He fights off a fastball in the inner half for a second base hit, scoring Aaron Miles, and then perfect drag bunt. Beats that up for his 3rd hit, then you mix in a walk and on base all 4 times for the Dodgers tonight.
And you have to be cognizant of D. Gordon at first base, 6 stolen bases for him. Having only been caught twice. Big lead for him at first. Caswell almost throws it away.
Did a nice job of being able to catch that baseball. Davey Lopes at first base. First base coach for the Dodgers. Very good as far as giving his base stealers an idea of moves by a pitcher. He can pick that up so quick. When he worked with the Phillies, they had some of the best stolen base percentages in the game. They were very successful stealing bags. Not necessarily the quickest team the Phillies were at that point, but Davey Lopes so good as far as reading a pitcher, giving his base stealers a chance to steal the bag.
1 ball, no strikes on Tony Gwynn Jr. The double he picked up in the first inning, his 7th of the season. The RBI in the second inning was his 12th. He's also scored a couple of runs. Gordon takes off. The pitch is up and away. The throw down is not in time. And Gordon picks up his 7th stolen base.
Well, no chance for Conger to throw at Gordon. And a good jump. The base was stolen on Cazaval. High throw, but still a big jump by Gordon.
A 2-0 count now on Gwynn as well. Three and 0. Rich Thompson's ready to go in the pen. Casey Blake, the man on deck. Then you get into the heart of the Dodgers order. He walked him on 4 pitches. So first and second with 1 out. Second walk issued by Cazaval to go with the strikeout and the hit by pitch. The Dodgers have not picked up a base hit against Cazaval as of yet. That's the 4th walk of the night by Angels pitcher. Chatwood gave up 2. Now Bobby's allowed 2. Snap throw to first, and taken off for third is Gordon. Well, credit D. Gordon, heads up base running. And now you've set up the opportunity for Gwynn to take off for second.
Well, Gordon read that so well. As soon as that throw was made to first, he was going to third base.
Two balls and no strikes. Gwynn takes off. The pitch is inside. The throw down. They've got Gwynn in the rundown. Gordon is going to come in to score, and it's 5-0 Dodgers. And Gwynn is safe at second.
He's not tagged him?
I could have sworn he tagged him. Dan Isonia, the second base umpire, apparently saying he did not tag him. So the Angels don't even get an out of it.
He'll get some help.
Looked like Isonia just asked CB Buckner if he tagged him. He said no, he didn't tag him. Tough to tell there.
Yeah, it was a tough angle.
Well, the Dodgers have scored a run here in the 7th without a hit. 5-0 Dodgers. And the man at second base. 3 balls and a strike on Blake. Full count. Count remains full at 3-2 as Blake fouls this one off the right. But Gordon and Gwynn get credit for a stolen base on that play. 2 stolen bases for Gordon here in the 7th. They walked it. Back-to-back walks issued by Cazaval. You figure that would be it. 35 pitches, 21 out of the strike zone, and sure enough, Mike Soch is coming out with a hook. We got a pitching change. As we are in the 7th, Dodgers on top by the score of 5-0. On this evening, Dodgers 1 run each of the first 4 innings off Tyler Chatwood. Hirota 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs. Torrey Hunter left the game in the 3rd inning. He's hit by a pitch on his left hand, taken out for precautionary x-rays. Here the 7th, Rich Thompson comes in. He's the second reliever used by Mike Soch. And he comes on with runners at first and second and 1 out. And he'll be facing Andre Ethiers. See Thompson now pitching in his 26th game. 1-2 record, a 3.23 ERA. Rich last pitched in Tuesday's game against the Nationals, went 1/3 of an inning, walked a man and gave up a hit, but no runs. Bobby Cazaval responsible for the guys on base right now. He's gone an inning and a third, 1 strikeout, 3 walks, and a hit batter. And 1 run has already been charged to Cazaval. Ethier 2 for 2 with a single and a double, a sac fly, and a hit by pitch. Gwynn the man at second base. Blake over at first. Ethier pulling the first pitch foul. It's 1 ball, no strikes. No ball, 1 strike.
Boy, just guessing fastball. Thompson trying to get ahead with that pitch. Ethier super quick on that ball in the inner half. And Rich has that very good curveball, that 12-6 variety. Should be a very effective pitch against Ethier.
Good action on that pitch down to the bottom part of the strike zone. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Gwynn looked like he was trying to time Rich Thompson, so Rich decided to step off the rubber, give him a glance back. The 0-2. Check swing in the dirt. Gwynn is going to advance to third. Blake on to second on the wild pitch. So no double play in order now.
So now you're forced to have the swing and miss. Nobody's overthrew that one ahead of the count. Decided to try to expand the strike zone.
Well, I tell you what,
It almost like it was a cross-up because the way Hank Conger went after that baseball, he went after it was looking like it was going to be a high fastball.
I'm thinking the exact same thing. You rarely see a catcher go after a breaking pitch because you're, especially with 2 strikes, you're anticipating a breaking pitch in the dirt.
You already have your glove turned.
Yeah. It forces the infield in. And a 1-2 count on Ethier. Kemp on deck. 5-0 Dodgers here in the 7th. This one fouled off the left. Just got a piece of it, going with that breaking pitch again. Tony Gwynn's over at third, Blake over at second. Thompson with another 1-2, and Ethier fouls it off. Good fastball there.
He tried to throw a cut fastball that didn't stay on top of that pitch.
Tyler Chatwood faced one batter in the 6th inning, so he went 5+1. 1 strikeout, 2 walks, 1 intentional, 4 runs charged to him, all 4 earned on 12 hits, 1 hit batter. Kazaloff and now Thompson. Ethier rolls a foul.
You might think that 2-seam fastball or 4-seam fastball right inside around the belt of Ethier might freeze him here because he's looking down trying to track that curveball. Thompson's throwing some good ones. A very effective pitch generally against Ethier, but he's been able to foul them off.
Just missed below the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that was that fastball. Popped it in there pretty good at 93.
Rich Thompson celebrating his 27th birthday today. 2-2. Outside in the throw to third on a pickoff attempt. Is not close as Gwynn was reading it. Now you've got a full count. Payoff pitch. Got him swinging with a high fastball. Down goes Ethier. You got him to expand the strike zone. 2 outs.
He's able to throw that cut fastball that had backup type action on it, but it was elevated enough, and Ethier saw that as a hitter, an RBI spot. Baseball looks bigger. Unable to catch up most times when it's up that high above the strike zone.
There's Matt Kemp. Runner still at second and third. 1 run in for the Dodgers here in the 7th, leading at 5-0. A 1-for-3 night so far for Kemp. Swinging through that pitch, and it's no balls and a strike. The Dodgers came into this ballgame batting .239 with men in scoring position. The Halos at .238. The Dodgers, even though they've got a 5-0 lead, could be a lot worse. 2 for 12 with men in scoring position thus far. No balls, 2 strikes. A long top of the 7th, no doubt about it. Long game just in general. A lot of pitches thrown from the Angels side of things. 0-2 trying to get him to chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Kemp. Boy, oh boy. That may have been one of those pitches that actually froze the umpire. 2-2.
I'm guessing maybe Dale Scott thought it crossed the plate high. Right at the top of the strike zone. Okay, it's not where the catcher catches the ball, it's where it crosses the front of the plate. It still cut the top of the strike zone.
Angels pitchers tonight have thrown 149 pitches so far with 2 outs here in the 7th. 2-2. Kemp went around swinging. Down he goes, and the Dodgers leave 2 more men on base, but they do score a run. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. 5-0 Dodgers.
Mike Scioscia. With 6 trips to the playoffs, including a World Series crown, the former catcher has become the greatest Angel manager of all time. Not to mention the face of the franchise.
Love Mike Scioscia. I'd play for him any day of the week.
The fact that he sat in that chair for so long, I think, has permitted this organization to really take off. Because of his abilities, the Angels have become consistent with the method of operation that is unique.
Well, earlier today, Fernando Valenzuela. You know what? Breaking pitch, got the outside corner. Mike Scioscia caught it. Fernando did not shake him off.
Didn't shake him off.
No.
Didn't happen too often when he caught him. Scioscia caught his no-hitter.
Howie Kendrick to lead things off here, bottom of the 7th. Down 5-0. See if the rookie Kuroda is affected at all by that, what was it, about 22, 23 minute top of the 7th inning. No hits for the Dodgers in the top of the 7th.
A lot of action for no hits.
No balls, 2 strikes. Howie Kendrick 1 for 2 with a single and a Fly ball to center. A hit batter, the fielder's choice. 3 stolen bases, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. The Dodgers have left 14 men on base with a 5-0 lead here in the 7th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kuroda with 3 strikeouts and a walk. He's hit a batter as well, and that was Torrey Hunter back into first. Now he's shooting one to right field. There, one away. We're down to the reigning 4 greatest moments in MLB All-Star Game history. Go to MLB.com/moments and vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classics. And tune in to the 2011 MLB All-Star Game on Tuesday, July the 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific here on Fox to find out who won. There's Eric Ibar. Nobody on it. He takes a strike. Trevor Bell's now loosening for the Angels. Caswell gets charged with a run in his inning in the 3rd. Thompson is done. Nice outing for him. 2 strikeouts in 2/3 of an inning. Leaving runners at 2nd and 3rd. There's Trevor. One ball, 2 strikes. Ibar 0 for 2 in this one. With a cover back to Kuroda in the 2nd inning, lined out softly to Casey Blake in the 4th. The pitch missed inside. That's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ibar flipping this one down the line. Long run for Glenn, but we'll tail into foul territory. And those are the type of swings you've seen pretty much all night for Angels hitters against Kuroda, just kind of keeping them off balance.
Yeah, he really can't get a good read against any of his pitches. He's mainly stayed away from the middle part of the plate. Being able to effectively throw the fastball in, throwing some breaking pitches in, but staying away on both the fastball, the curveball, even his slider, and mixing his changeup the same plane.
This one pulled to the right side. Aaron Miles has it from the outfield grass. We'll throw out Ibar. Out number 2. The only time the Angels have had back-to-back hitters reach against Kuroda was back in the 1st inning when Torrey Hunter was hit by a pitch. And then was thrown out on that botched hit and run. Then Abreu got a base hit with 2 outs. Other than that, it's been a slow go for the Angels offense. As Trumbo steps in with 2 outs, nobody on. One ball, no strikes to Mark Trumbo. Matt Guerrero's up and loosening.
That was an odd pitch. Missed by a lot. By Kuroda off the plate inside. That was setting up in. Ornelas can even get close to getting the glove on that one.
1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, we talked about it during the break and about the 2nd or 3rd inning, how sometimes you don't want to have an off day. As much as the club has played and it's had it was a long trip, you want to keep the momentum. Sometimes it slows it down with an off day, especially when you're playing well. Vice versa for the Dodgers. They had a tough one. They lost, what, 1-0 the day before in Minnesota. That off day could be something good and beneficial to them. Never really liked that, because even as a pitcher, you're not playing catch. As a hitter, you don't do a whole lot of baseball activity, and it kind of slows you down. And you could see that during the course of the game for the Angel hitters, and even during the balls put in play. And that ball, again, way inside.
That's on purpose right now, and that's why Kuroda is being warned here. Both sides are getting warned.
That's why I thought that first pitch was way inside.
Number 16, catcher
I mean, that ball is not even close. He hasn't missed that far inside the whole game. He's pitched well inside.
It's a second hit batter for the Angels. So I guess the Dodgers are even in that category, if you will.
I mean, that's behind him, hitting the back of his leg.
Here's Hank Conger with 2 outs and a man at first. And Torrey Hunter was hit on a hand in the first inning.
When Ethier was hit on what, an 0-2 count?
0-2 count.
Which was obviously not on purpose.
And that was in the 4th inning with 1 out and 2 men on base. That was to load the bases.
I mean, Ellis got hit in the 7th inning. But Casval was having a tough time commanding the fastball.
So it rolled off the foot of Hank Conger. 1 ball, 1 strike. Conger 0 for 2 with a pop-up. Ground ball to first. And I go back to that series last weekend. I don't remember anything out of the ordinary. Peter Borges was hit by a pitch in Sunday's game. But that was, if I remember correctly, that was a breaking pitch from Kershaw that got him. Walden hit Olchin or Navarro, but that's because Jordan just didn't have command that day. As Conger swings and misses there, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. But other than that, I don't look at my scorebook here. There's no real history or anything to that effect. Unless the Dodgers take exception to the fact that, all right, you got Ethier, so we're even with Torrey Hunter, and then all of a sudden Ellis gets hit, and they feel the need to even things up. I guess if you're going to do it, keep it below the waist. Kuroda did that. It's down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It just seemed odd just because the first pitch I thought was missed by a lot. And you know the catcher don't even put his glove out there to catch the ball. It's not like the pitch count's extremely high for Kuroda where he's getting tired. He's still throwing the ball very effectively.
Here's the 2-2. Trumbo takes off, and that is a called strike 3. Boy, Ellis looks like he's getting ready to stand up. Hasn't been much of a strike the entire game, and Conger's letting Dale Scott know about it. Verse 7, Dodgers lead at 5-0. 8th inning, and Trevor Bell becomes the new pitcher for the Angels, taking over for Rich Thompson, who went 2/3 of an inning, getting a couple of big strikeouts. Trevor here in the 8th inning to face Loney, Miles, and Olched, pitching down his 14th game, a 1-1 mark, a 3.54 ERA. See down at the bottom there that 1 inning of relief against the Dodgers last weekend.
And the big issue with Trevor is making sure you get that first pitch over. His fastball can be very, very effective. 92 to 94 range. He sinks the fastball well. Very good curveball slider. But commanding that first pitch strike, we've seen that a number of times today. Dale Scott going out there to make sure Trevor's aware of the warning. Of anything he feels was intentional to be thrown inside, he's automatically ejected out of the game.
And the manager as well. It's tossed. Mike Scioscia was visibly heated when Mark Trumbo was thrown out for the 2nd time in that at-bat. Typically, as we were talking about during the break, that if you're going to throw at somebody, you take your shot at it. And that's usually it. All right, message sent, message received, however you want to look at it. But Kuroda going back after Trumbo. That's probably what set Mike off. Not only that, we already lost one player tonight to a possible injury. Torrey Hunter getting plucked in the 1st inning. We still have not heard any results of the X-rays.
And I don't blame Dale Scott for issuing that warning, but as a manager and Mike Scioscia there, you've taken away that ability to be able to run the fastball inside at that point to make your point.
Yep. Bell gets Loney the ground out. Loney hitless in this one, 0 for 5 now. 1 out, and Aaron Miles stepping into play.
Second baseman Aaron Miles.
Yeah, Loney and Ellis, the only 2 guys without a hit in the starting lineup for the Dodgers. 12 total hits picked up by them. 10 singles, a couple of extra base hits. Miles 3 for 3. 3 singles, an RBI, run scored. He's also picked up a stolen base and a walk. Dodgers have action in the bullpen, so it looks like Kuroda's done. Like McDougal begins to loosen. McDougal's had a nice season for the Dodgers. One ball, 1 strike. 7 innings for Kuroda, 4 strikeouts, a walk, 3 hits, 2 hit batters. For his first win since May the 17th.
Boy, Miles and Tony Gwynn Jr. 9 at bats, been on base 9 times.
Times. 1 out base hit for Aaron Miles, a 4-hit game for the second baseman. Fans of 1961 uniforms worn by the Angels tonight are now up for auction online. Visit the community page on angels.com to bid on the authentic hats, helmets, as well as uniforms. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the Angels Foundation. So with 1 out, 1 on, here's Trent Olchin, the designated hitter. Tomorrow night, 6:05 start here at the Big A. Jared Weaver towing the slab, going up against Clayton Kershaw, the lefty. Olchin rolls this one to second base as Sturis goes to second for 1. The relay to first. Out of time. Olchin reaches on the fielder's choice, but there are 2 outs. Aaron Miles retired. 15th career 4-hit game. Last one not too long ago, just a couple of weeks ago against the Colorado Rockies. It's a 4-hit machine.
It's the contact hitter. Not trying to do a whole lot with that baseball once it comes towards the plate. Just trying to slap it and put it in play. It's been very effective as far as hitting the right spots in the field to get those base hits tonight.
There's A.J. Ellis, a catcher. 0 for 2. A strikeout, a fly to right, a sac bunt, a hit by pitch. Looks like Ellis. Did he have that sleeve on his left elbow?
No, he didn't.
It's a strike. 0-2. That's where he got hit. In the 7th inning, Bobby Cazaval got him. The ball and 2 strikes. In the 8th inning, the bottom of the 8th inning, 9-1-2 for the Angels. Borges is here as Callaspo. Looks like it'll be McDougal as Ellis fouls it off to the right. Going off speed there against Ellis. A loss tonight, the Angels would drop to 2 back in the West, with Texas defeating the Florida Marlins.
Got in his kitchen with that fastball at 92. Ellis is fighting that one off into the Dodger dugout.
There's Kershaw with a terrific game and actually picked up the win. They come from behind victory for the Dodgers Sunday afternoon. Ellis fouls it off to the right. Olchin took off on the pitch. Has to head back to first. Like Ellis broke his bat on that ground ball. He's retired to end the bottom or top of the 8th inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th with the Dodgers on top 5-0. Angels baseball is brought to you by Chase. Deposit checks from your smartphone with Quick Deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. And by Bubba Burger, available in your grocer's freezer. Remember, you'll never find a burger better than a Bubba. Bubba Burger. Five 5-0 Dodgers. I believe there's a Peter Borges fan. Perfect timing, too, as Peter will lead things off here in the 8th inning against a new pitcher for the Dodgers. Mike McDougal comes into this one, pitching in his 36th game. An even 2 ERA, an 0-1 record, 1 save. Very good fastball. McDougal this season, 27 innings, 26 hits allowed, 18 strikeouts, but he will walk some guys. He's given up 15 walks.
Yeah, he's got a real good fastball, 94 to 97 range. Good slider.
It's a plus pitch for him. He likes to throw that slider with the head of the count and an occasional changeup.
Halo sending up 9-1-2. Borges, Asturias, and then Callaspo. Halos have managed 3 hits in this one. As Hiroki Kuroda is now in the dugout awaiting his fate. He's not won a game since May 17th, but he goes 7 innings today, allowing no runs on 3 hits, striking out 4, walking 1, and hitting 2 batters. Peter Borges 1 for 2. He pulled a double down the left field line. That came in the 5th inning. His 14th double of the year. First pitch is in for a strike. Peter eventually was stranded there. It was a 2-out double. Asturias popped out to end the 5th. McDougal originally coming up with the Kansas City Royals. Fireballer. Had trouble throwing strikes as this was back up the middle off the leg of McDougal. Throws wildly to first, and Loney kept the foot on the bag. There's out number 1. Oh, fancy footwork by Loney at first.
One thing is the game of James Loney is underrated is his defense. He's a very good fielding first baseman. That's not an easy play. Ball off the foot of McDougal. Had to find the baseball and then makes the high throw. When Peter Borges running down the line, it was extremely fast. A line drive right off the foot. Recovers it and throws a high throw. Well, that's some kind of play by Loney at first base. Able to keep the foot on the base and avoid contact with Borges going down the line.
There's Asturias who looks at a fastball inside for ball 1. McDougal now 34 years of age. Delivers a strike here at 1 ball, 1 strike. Got to the big leagues very quickly after being selected in the first round by Kansas City in '99. Was in the big leagues in '01. Back then he was being used as a starter. This one looped out to left field. There's a base hit. A 1-out count for Marcius Pierce. So 1 for 3 game for him, which includes a walk. Fans celebrate the 4th of July at the Big A and watch the Halos take on the Tigers at 6:05. Follow the game, enjoy a fireworks show courtesy of Marvel Studios' Captain America: The First Avenger. Purchase your tickets at the Angel Stadium ticket office or at Angels.com. It's the 11th season for Mike McDougal already, the big leagues. Remember one spring training with the Kansas City Royals where McDougal, because he was very herky-jerky delivery and very good life on his fastball. He's one of those guys that lost his hat quite a bit. The hat would just come flying off because he pulled his head down as he threw his pitch, whatever. Remember in spring training one year they gave him a hat with one of those rubber strings attached so he could tuck it underneath his chin so his cap wouldn't fall off.
I might use that as a distraction for the batter.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever it takes to make sure the hitter doesn't see the ball well against you.
Kind of like a party hat. It's a celebration every time he came out.
He had some pretty good years closing games over there in Kansas City, an all-star.
27 saves in 03, 21 saves in 05. Callaspo shooting one through the hole on the left side. The Angels are back-to-back hits. Now they'll bring up Bobby Abreu. The Dodgers begin getting action going in their bullpen. As Bobby steps up 1 for 3 with a base hit in the first. Blake Hawksworth, the right-hander. Scott Elbert, the left-hander for the Dodgers out in their pen. Mentioned earlier in this game, which probably seems now like a couple of hours ago, the Dodgers bullpen, an 8-11 record, a 4.32 ERA. Bobby taking a rip at it. Fastball at 97, no balls and a strike.
That's the thing about this game today. Just one swing of the bat by Bobby Bray, all of a sudden you got yourself a game. It seemed like the Dodgers should be up by a lot, but they're only up by 5 here. 15 runners left on base for the Dodgers.
Bobby rolls this one foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Vernon Wells on deck. Howie Kendrick after that if we get that far. One and two. Halos with back-to-back hits for the first time tonight. Coming up, Mike McDougal. Both Asturis and Callaspo going the opposite way. Meiser's at second, Alberto at first. And a 1-2 count here on Bobby with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Bobby lays off the high fastball. McDougal thought it was a strike. 2-2.
Bobby get a base hit. Remember up in Minnesota, Target Field, 5-0 game when Baker came out of the ballgame at Dealin. He went to the bullpen. And the ball definitely got the upper part of the strike zone, and all of a sudden the Angels came back and won that game. Changed momentum. Kuroda was throwing the ball exceptionally well. Good hitter here in Bobby Abreu up here with a chance to put some pressure on that bullpen for the Dodgers.
The 2-2. Bobby takes way inside, full count. Both Hawksworth and Elbert ready to go in the pen. Here's the payoff. Bobby chops it over to Loney. He goes to second for 1. No relay. But there are 2 outs now.
Pretty good takeout at second by Callaspo. Tough in between play. Throw by Loney. Slide in there, taking Gordon out of there. Unable to make the throw after the slide at the foot as he tried to plant to make the throw to first base.
There's Vernon Wells, an 0 for 3 night. A pop up, a strike down, a fly ball to center. Asturis getting to third base. That's the second base runner the Angels have gotten, I should say, to third base tonight. The other being Kendrick in the second inning. Two balls, no strikes. Good hitters count. Vernon lays off the high fastball, 3 there. Halos have not lost an opening game in the series since that series against Kansas City here at the Big A. And they lost 2 of 3, June 10th through the 12th. They went on that roll through Seattle, New York, Florida, the Dodgers, now the Nationals. 3-0, chopper to short. Gordon took to second. That will end the 8th inning. 8 in the books. Dodgers lead at 5-0. Filling. Hey fans, All-Star voting isn't over quite yet. From Sunday through Thursday, you can vote for the 34th and final player for each league roster. Check in at Angels.com on Sunday to see who made the team and vote for who should get the 34th and final spot on the league roster. We're up to 34 now. Let's make it a 40-man roster.
Getting close to that.
It eventually gets to that point anyway when guys start, whether it's injuries or otherwise, begging out, not going to the All-Star game.
For me, still, that's the absolute biggest thrill there is. Pitching an All-Star game or hitting an All-Star game. Just be able to participate and help your league win.
Especially now so when it counts. You never get a chance to experience that as D. Gordon bounces one over to Chris Stewart. There's down number 1.
I wish. You were 2-0.
Royals no, so you just did it for
just for the betterment of the American League.
Something like that.
Well, you certainly had a dislike for the National League at that point. I know that.
Were you guys still having the pep talks by the?
Oh, Tony La Russa here at Angel Stadium had one of the best ones. I can't say exactly what he said because that would take some time, and probably have to
and some FCC violations
yes,
to boot.
But I mean, he was really into that game as far as winning. He didn't like the the whole senior circuit versus junior circuit type mentality that they were a better league and we were just almost like a AAA league.
Wonder what his speech would be like today.
This that the American League thinks they're really good. We're much better than it now.
Oh man. Tony Gwynn Jr.'s been on base 5 times, 3 hits, 2 walks. He scored a couple of runs, picked up an RBI, a stolen base. He's been on base 6 times. It's Tony Gwynn, right? Tony Gwynn Jr.?
Yep.
Number 23, third baseman, Casey Blake.
There's Casey Blake. One for 3 is Blake, Dodger third baseman. Did you get a pep talk from the league presidents?
Yes. Oh, yes. I mean, you were really into that game. There was no doubt. Even Tom Kelly was the manager the year before when we were in Cincinnati. And Tom Kelly was a great manager. He had you going. I mean, you were ready to punch the wall when you were running out there to be able to play against the National League.
For batting practice?
Well, I was a little bit nervous during batting practice. I didn't want to get any baseballs hit towards me. But once I took the mound, it was all about beating the National League, especially some of the players they had in that league.
1 ball, 1 strike on Casey Blake. Five runs, 13 hits, no errors, 15 left on for the Dodgers. No runs, 5 hits, an error, and 7 left on for the Angels. 2 balls and 1 strike. Blake hits one out to straightaway center field. Gorgeous. There's a play out. 2 outs.
Number 16.
Brings up Andre Ethier, Quinn at first base. In the bottom of the 9th, it'll be Kendrick Ibar and Trumbo. Those 3 guys, Kendrick Ibar and Trumbo, more than likely facing Javi Guerra as Ethier takes a strike. McDougal going 1 inning, giving up a couple of hits. This one lined to center. Is it going to hang up for Borges? It is. We enter the bottom of the ninth. The Angels trailing it by the score of 5-0. This opening game of the 3-game set. New pitcher on for Los Angeles. Javi Guerra comes into the game for the 16th time this season. 1-0 record at 2.35 ERA. He's got pretty good stuff, huh, Goop?
Well, 15 in the third innings pitch, but 9 punch-outs so far. And a good fastball it brings down in the strike zone, rushing into the low 90s. Very good breaking ball. Good changeup, too.
Here in the 9th inning, he'll be facing Kendrick, Ibar, and Trumbo. Here earlier this game, we were talking about how Tyler Chatwood had not received run support, but 7 of 15 games this year, 7 of 15 starts, leading Major League Baseball, make that now 8 of 16
That
starts.
truly is amazing. Bottom line is Tyler Chatwood's going to compete and battle as well as any young pitcher you're going to see in the game. And obviously, he doesn't think about that too much because obviously you would make mistakes when you do that. Because if you're not getting a lot of run support, you have a tendency to try to hit the corners all day long instead of challenging hitters. But he's got great stuff.
First pitch is a fastball up. Oh, I guess it caught the corner. My bad. The ball's in strike. The mask is out. Can't see, can you, buddy?
We know the feeling.
Oh, yeah. Foul off to the right. How in the world were we able to call that game in Boston? Because for whatever reason, I guess they turned off the lights too in the booth.
That was
pitch black,
and it had a good smell to it. That mask.
0-2 upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Howie 1 for 3, had a base hit in the second. Lined out and grounded out since. A ball and 2 strikes. Loss tonight. The Angels fall to 2 back in the American League West. The Texans winning early. The Angels would fall to 42 and 41. The Dodgers would pick up their 37th victory. They would remain 10 back of the San Francisco Giants, who defeated the Tigers earlier tonight. Pretty good meltdown by Brian Wilson. This one lined to right field, and that is going to get down for a hit. Nice job by Ethier to play that short hop and keep that ball from going for extra bases. So the leadoff man is on board.
You can see why Ethier is playing in that position because of the fact is that Howie Kendrick hits the ball so well that way. Not necessarily to be that deep, but it's certainly in the right position to be able to cut off the baseball. At this point in the game, you're always going to play no doubles. That's a fastball that's elevated. Did a great job of getting his hands through that baseball, hit the ball hard to right field.
Ibar looks at a fastball upstairs. Eric today 0 for 3. A hit by Howard, the 6th on the night for the Angels. One ball, one strike. The rookie Kuroda went 7 innings. Allowed 3 hits, struck out 4. Looking for his 6th win. Tyler Chadwick faced one batter in the 6th inning, gave up 4 runs. How he took off on the pitch, and that one right off the mask of A.J. Ellis. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Now he heads back to first.
Well, straight up to go as he's trying to about making that throw to second base, right off the mask.
And luckily, the chin was down. A lot of times you're coming out of that crouch.
And then your head's turned also.
Exactly. That throat is opened up. The throat area, I should say. Howie takes off again. That pitch is outside. A little defensive indifference. It advances a man into scoring position. Trumbo's on deck. Here comes a 2-2 to Ibar, and he breaks his bat, loops one into shallow center field. Gordon with good speed gets out there. Well, he made it interesting by jumping. Not sure that he needed to, but he gets the out.
You see why they kind of like the way with the Dodgers, his speed, his instincts. Able to cover a lot of ground on that pop-up. I think with his speed right there, he can coast underneath there and have a fair catch and make the play. Super quick first step for D. Gordon.
There's Trumbo, hit by a pitch the last time up. 0 for 2 game. Kendrick still at second base. Fastball is up and away.
Baseball could have some serious damage done to it if it's anywhere in the middle part of the plate. He's still probably a little bit upset about getting hit with that pitch in the 7th inning.
The bouncer just beyond the reach of Garrett. Trumbo gets thrown out by Aaron Miles for out of the 2. Halos down to the last out here in the ninth. Here comes Hank Conger.
Number 16, catcher Hank Conger.
Hank tonight 0 for 3. A pop-up, a ground out, and he struck out looking his last time up. Clayton Kershaw, Jared Weaver tomorrow night. 6:05 start here at the Big A. On Sunday night. ESPN game. 0-2 the count. There's the 0-2. Lays off the high fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dodgers with solo runs in the first 4 innings and then tacked on their 5th run at the top of the 7th. Conger fouls it back.
Had a pretty good hack at that fastball. A little better approach on that one. You want a fluid swing if you're Hank Conger here.
Too many moving parts. You want to square up the baseball, but not a lot of movement in the swing.
Kendrick over at third. And the 1-2. Got him swinging. The Dodgers take game one by the final of 5-0.
I think when it came down to Kuroda threw an outstanding ball game. He pitched very well as far as inside, changing speeds. And the offense for the Dodgers led by Tony Gwynn Jr. What a game he had. Aaron Miles had a solid game himself, a 4-hit game. Those guys were on base every single at bat, put a lot of pressure. They had a lot of opportunities, the Dodgers, and they capitalized on them.
Hiroki Kuroda picks up the victory. Tyler Chatwood takes the loss. The Dodgers win it by the final of 5-0. For Mark Guguza and our entire crew here at the Big A, I'm Victor Rojas. Thanking you for watching Angels baseball, inviting you to stick around as Angels Live is coming up next.